Shakuras teems with Amon's Zerg broods. We hold only the southwest quadrant of Telemetros, and even that is in peril. We must evacuate our people, but the launch bays have been defiled with infestation. Only ground forces can clear them. Once the bays are free, the planetary warp conduit will allow our ships to escape safely.
The launch bays will be cleared. Your people will survive, Matriarch. This I swear.
Fear is an illusion.
You will need the aid of my Dark Templar in this battle. They can strike from the shadows without fear of reprisal.
I will comply. What would you ask of us?
Artanis, I'm detecting a rift opening near your position. Avoid Thrasher. By the gods, it's sieging the warp conduit!
Carax, are any of the Spear of Idun's weapon systems ready for use? Orbital strike is online. Designating targets. The Thrasher has been weakened. Warriors, move in and seal its fate! Orbital strikes can now be fired from the Spear of Idun's command panel, Hierarch. The Thrasher is slain, but it will be for naught if the launch bays remain infested.
These vaults hold the city's last energy reserves. Claiming them should aid you in the fight ahead.
I am intrigued. I am but a phantom. Clever. I will comply. I am the blade of the Narazim.
The Zerg have extensively fortified this area. An orbital strike would help us break through their defenses. Shore up our defenses. The Zerg are moving to attack our nexus point.
Comply.
You have not enough minerals.
bask in the twilight.
A second Thrasher. The conduit is under assault.
Has been eliminated. This would be an opportune moment to clear the launch bays.
From the shadows I come.
Be careful. The spore crawlers and overseers ahead can detect our Dark Templars' movements. Slay them first.
Our service. I am the blade of the magazine. What would you ask of us?
Matriarch Vorazun, the first launch bay has been cleared. Continue evacuating.
Consumed by the void. Clever. I am but a phantom.
Require more Vespine gas.
From the shadows I come.
You require more Vespine gas.
Shadows I come. I am but a phantom. I will comply. I am the blade of the narrative.
additional pylons.
From the shadows,
We have secured a second launch bay.
Well done. Half of the bays are launching evacuation ships.
You must construct additional pylons.
What would you ask of us?
additional pylons.
From the shadows I come. I bask in the twilight. Cartoon.
Upgrade complete.
The darkness rides. I bask in the twilight.
Amon has sent another Void Thrasher against us. Slay it before the conduit falls.
I am the blade of the Narazim.
Another Thrasher felled. Is there no end to these abominations?
I am the blade of the Narazim. Cartoon. Clever. I am the phantom. What would you ask of us? I am intrigued by the void.
Base is under attack.
I am the blade of the Narazim. I am the phantom. I will comply by the void. I am the blade of the Narazim. I am but a phantom. Cartoon.
Upgrade complete.
I will comply. From the shadows I come. By the void. I am intrigued. I am the blade of the Narazim. Cartoon. Clever. I will comply.
We have purged the infestation. Only one launch bay remains disabled.
I am intrigued. Clever. Cartoon. I am the blade of the Narazim. I am but a phantom. I will comply. I am intrigued.
We are recovering the last Solarite reserve now. The solar core should be augmented by the time our forces return, Hierarch.
Cartoon. I am but a by I will comply. Clever. I am intrigued. I am the blade of the
Artanis, another Void Thrasher has been summoned. This one is in the heart of the city.
I am but a phantom. Clever. I am intrigued.
Amon's thrashers are no match for the Templar.
Nothing. What would you ask of us? I will comply. I bask in the twilight. I am the blade of the Narazim. I am but a phantom. I am intrigued, clever, cartoon, by the void. I am but a phantom. I will comply. I am intrigued. I will comply. I am the blade of the Narazim. I am but a phantom. By the void. Clever. Cartoon. I am but a phantom.
Bays have been reclaimed. Matriarch, you may complete the evacuation.
You have saved my people, Artanis, and they will never forget it. Despite this tragedy, I am pleased to see you once more, Hierarch. I had hoped that our next interaction would be your announcement of Ayer's reclamation.
As did I. Instead, the Templar have fallen.
Then the threat is greater than I realized.
We cannot let the same fate befall Shakuras.
It is too late for that. Amon's zerg poured through the warp gate as a tide of flesh and blade. They have already overrun Telemetros and are nearing the shrines of Lizul. This world is lost. With such an infestation, Shakuras must be destroyed.
Destroy Shakuras? I will not permit this.
Permit? Shakuras was my people's home long before we offered yours sanctuary upon it. I will not let this world be a den for Amon's forces. Worlds may fall to ash. What matters is that we endure.
To lose Shakuras and Ayer.
We are a vagabond people, Artanis. Our true home has always been Ayer. Let us reclaim it together.
It is fitting that the daughter of Raja Gal decides the fate of the world she helped forge. Let us make preparations at once.
The solar core requires your attention, Hierarch. Please visit it at your earliest convenience.
The solar matrix core. Truly an impressive sight.
A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun and all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors.
How long until you can bring its tactical systems online?
System analysis has begun, but the star has lain dormant for an eon. It will take time, and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity.
Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia.
This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear.
Do what you can, Phase Smith. We will acquire what you need.
Very well. You may begin augmenting the solar core whenever you are ready. Select the core to start reviewing your options, Hierarch.
You look different, Phase Smith.
Ah, you must be referring to these mechanical arms. I constructed them to improve my efficiency while running the solar core. So far, they have been quite helpful. This array displays an overview of the Spear of Adun's weapon and support systems. Each system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different abilities to complement your tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch. Our current available Solarite is displayed here. Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
Much has changed since your era, Preserver. The Dark Templar are now our allies.
There was a time when the Protoss were broken. Throughout the aeon of strife, we tore at each other with wanton abandon. Only one path was ever found to end the madness and unify our people. The Kala. The Dark Ones rejected its light. They denied their own race. How can you fight for them?
For one so sworn to preserve our history, Rohana, how can you be so blind to its turn?
I see I have offended you, Hierarch. My apologies. Adapting to this period is difficult. Cloaked warriors are now available for deployment.
Vengeance for ire. Got to. Vengeance. Got to.
The evacuation ships have reported in. All are present and are being escorted by the Spear of Adun. Of all the Templar, you never wavered in the belief that our two peoples could live in unity. It is something I admired in you.
It is ironic to hear you say this. All this time, I believed you were reluctant to accept the unity I sought.
You and I had many a disagreement in the Twilight Council. For day by day, I saw my people losing what they were. I saw our precious old ways erode.
You wished to preserve them.
I am Nerazim, Dark Templar. I hold great pride in my people.
But you are also Protoss. That is the greater affiliation.
That is not what the Conclave believed when we were exiled long ago. Your kind had ire. Our culture is all we ever had.
It is so empty without the Kala. The voices of my people, lost in darkness.
This was not an easy decision, but I would rather see Shakuras destroyed than overwhelmed by Amon's Zerg. We have much to plan, Hierarch.
Tell me, Vorazun, how will we bring destruction to your world?
The Zelnaga Temple's phase prism can be overloaded, forcing a spike of energy into the planet's core. Enough of a charge, and the planet will shatter. Amon will not possess my world.
I have been thinking about this choice.
Are you reconsidering?
No. My time here has reminded me of the courage of your people. That we must fight. If we are to suffer, then so too will Amon. We will lure as many of Amon's hybrid and zerg through the gateway as we can. Only once enough are through to wound him will we overload the temple and flee.
You mean to bleed him? Bold. But we can't risk the forces it would require to do such a thing.
Leave that to me, Matriarch. I have learned much from the Dark Templar.
Our forces have secured the Zelnaga Temple grounds. Artemis, how go your preparations?
I am configuring the temple now, but without the Uraj and the Callus, it will take time.
Time is not all it will take. The temple's energies are regulated by 3 Zenith stones. Only once they are destroyed can the temple be overloaded.
Until then, we must defend it from the Zerg and their hybrid masters.
The Nerazim have long used Kadaran monoliths to protect our lands. I see your Phasesmith has become familiar with them.
Indeed, Matriarch. The monoliths are quite deadly and fire a considerable distance. They should prove instrumental in our defense.
The moment has come. Let us begin.
The darkness rise.
The sooner the Zenith stones are destroyed, the better off we shall be. The Zerg will overwhelm the temple grounds shortly.
Agreed. Although, should it become necessary, my Dark Templar can sneak through the enemy and destroy the stones. The Zerg gather for an attack to the southwest. Ignite your blades, warriors.
Would you ask of us? You seek our service.
Hierarch, there are more resources nearby. We can construct a second nexus near them to accelerate our harvesting. Exercise caution when attacking a Zenith stone. The energies within may become volatile as it is damaged.
Make use of me. Got to.
to attack from a hive to the northwest.
You have not enough minerals.
Engaging foe.
Base is under attack. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
I bask in the twilight. I am intrigued.
You have not enough minerals.
The darkness rides. I will comply. Clever.
You have not enough minerals.
Battle is upon us.
Artemis, our observers are reporting a vast number of Zerg have poured onto Shakuris.
And yet, not a single hybrid. Amon is testing our resolve.
I am but a phantom.
Base is under attack. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
The Zerg approach the temple from the southeastern access way. Ready yourselves, Templar. The Zerg are moving to assault both sides of the temple.
What would you ask? By the void.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Here is an illusion. I am intrigued. I will comply.
It is done. The Zenith stones have been destroyed. Once your task is complete, the temple can be overloaded.
Understood. And the temple alignment is proceeding well. Now, we wait for the Zerg.
Base is under attack.
Curious. There are overlords closing on the temple grounds.
I have seen this tactic before. They are transporting ground forces. Destroy the overlords, quickly.
From the shadows I come. Base is under attack. You have not enough minerals.
Our readouts indicate there are nearly 500 million Zerg on Shakuris. All of them moving for this temple.
Let them come. The Templar will endure.
Base is under attack. Upgrade complete. Base is under attack.
Be on guard, warriors. The Zerg are attacking the temple from all three sides at once.
Shadows I come. What would you ask of us? Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
By the gods, I have never seen such abomination. Warriors, focus all cannons on the hybrid. We must defend the temple.
To so many Zerg. Was this the threat my mother once faced?
No, matriarch. This threat is a far greater one, and it will take all we have to resist it.
I am but a phantom. I will come.
warriors. The temple is realigning. It will be ready soon.
Hierarch, I have discovered a solarite cache beneath the Zelnaga temple. If we can hold longer, I should be able to retrieve it.
Begin the retrieval process, Karax. We will hold the temple as long as we can.
Base is under attack. 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 Engaging forward. Shadows I come. I will comply. Base is under attack.
Thruns with energy. It is ready.
Solarite retrieval is still in progress. If we can hold on just a while longer.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Engaging forward. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. I am the blade. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Engaging forward. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
It is done. The Solarite has been successfully warped aboard the Spear of Adun.
Base is under attack. 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 Base is under Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Templar, initiate dimensional recall. Get to safety, now!
Nice works. The Zerg are poised to breach the temple.
Have faith, Matriarch. Your fallen people cry out for vengeance, and they shall have it.
Said that those of our kind suffer, separated from the glory of the Kala.
The Nerazim fought valiantly beside us, even unto the destruction of their world. Why?
Their homeworld has always been Ire. They have never forgotten it, or the sacrifice that delivered them to safety.
You speak of Adun. So saith Judicator Zentheon. Adun failed to eradicate the rogue tribes, those who call themselves the Dark Templar. We witnessed the burst of the Twilight Star. In that treasonous instant, Adun ushered the heretics and himself to fate, purifying Ire of their taint, but allowing them life.
Treason? Adun chose mercy rather than committing genocide. This was a noble act, Preserver.
Was it? I see history through the eyes of those who lived it, Artanis.
Perhaps this is why you are blind to all that is before you. History's truths are only ever understood looking through the backwards lens, seeing its consequences take root.
As a preserver, I have always experienced history as a living, breathing now, as those who experienced it in the moment did. Perhaps I should consider the way you view it.
An Arudin, Shakuras.
Is that still possible, Matriarch?
More so than you may realize. What do you know of the Shadow Walk, Artanis?
Little. Your people closely guard their customs.
It is our most sacred rite of passage. The initiate stands alone. Members of her tribe strike against her from the shadows. If she endures, she becomes a shadow hunter, true Dark Templar.
Why do you speak of this?
You stood alone, as Dark Templar, against countless enemies, risking your life for the many. You have walked as we have. You have walked the shadow path already, Artanis. You no longer have the Kala. You are Dark Templar.
If only I had heeded Zeratul's warning. First Ire, and now Shakuras. All that we have held dear is crumbling around us. Despite this, we must press on. The Terrans of Korhal have in their possession the Zelnaga Keystone, which Zeratul foresaw would lead to our salvation. Though I have not seen Commander Raynor in many solar returns, I believe he will give the Keystone to us.
Vessel. This is Commander James Raynor. Artanis? There. Ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Friend Raynor, you seem rather occupied.
Just another day at the office.
Who are these insurgents?
Call themselves Mobius Corps, an elite guard that used to work for Dr. Narud. They've been striking worlds throughout the sector, leaving few survivors. Each world attacked reported hybridly.
Then truly, no world is beyond Amon's reach.
Reinforce those bulkheads. Reposition the Mark 7 Alpha. We need to form a battle line. They've overrun Sky Shield, our orbital defense platform. Looks like they've destroyed its atmospheric stabilizers. It's falling fast. If it crashes, it'll obliterate August Grad.
We will ensure that does not happen, Commander. Engage their fleet and keep their assault at bay.
Like old times, buddy. Like old times.
I must remind you, our sacred law, the Deul, clearly forbids us to interfere with lesser beings, unless there is a direct threat to the Empire. Your choice to aid these Terrans is perplexing.
Why do you assume that they are lesser beings, Rohana?
I do not make an assumption. Gaze upon them. Unsophisticated, primitive. They communicate through orifices, mouths.
Many, including myself, once thought as you do. But I have seen their nobility. In time, you will also.
Many of my Dark Templar have volunteered to act as scouts for us. They will keep us aware of Amon's movements. Everywhere we journey, destruction and death. This is the future for all if we do not intervene.
It seems fate has drawn us together once again, James Raynor.
I'd call it luck.
Luck is a concept that is purely human in origin. We Protoss see the synchronicity of events and know there is a grander design behind them.
And it don't matter how you see it. The result's the same. So what brought you all the way out here, Artanis?
Zeratul believed that the artifact in your possession, the Keystone, he called it, could guide us to the Xel'Naga.
Where's Zeratul now?
The Dark Prelate fell on Ire. His last hope was that I would continue his quest and find a way to stop Amon.
Damn it. Always knew there was only one way this quest of his was gonna end.
His loss is great. I know you called him friend.
I went through hell to get that artifact because of his damned fool prophecies. Lost a lot of good men. If he wanted you to have it, take it. It's yours. Right now, though, we got a city to save.